Buy or sell Bitcoin. First off, read this disclaimer carefully. And do your good deed of the day by liking and subscribing. So here we have Bitcoin slash the US dollar minus 2% sell off here on today, and we are 25% from the 52-week low, minus 48%. Obviously, we have been in a very substantial downtrend, and it is becoming more precarious. Okay, so Bitcoin is an innovative payment network and new kind of money. So this is bitcoin.org. Yeah, this cryptocurrency doesn't need a whole lot of introduction. It is the big boy in the business. It is the father of cryptocurrencies. This is the long-term picture, Bitcoin, and it's long-term. It is still up, this obscene percentage. It's important to be aware that the vast majority of Bitcoin holders have not received this gain. And that is normal. And we see that phenomenon across all kinds of securities. The same thing with like Amazon. Amazon from the ultimate low to the current level, it's gone up, these ridiculous, thousands of percent. But most holders have not gone through that. And in terms of Bitcoin, the bear markets have been so substantial that it wouldn't be prudent to just assume let's do it like this. So let's say that you sit there and there's a bear market that's going, minus 82% bear market. It is very irresponsible to just sit through something like that. The only thing you could sort of make it somewhat responsible, that is if you have, so let's say that you have 100 Bitcoin, like hypothetically speaking, and then you have a few that you are like holding through anything, but that you so sort of like you have your entire portfolio. Then you can divide it into three. One is long term, one is medium term, and another is short term. So the short term part of your portfolio would have a stop that closes out here. Maybe the medium term is closed out here, and then the long term is just holding on whatever happens. So that's one way to do it. So anyway, yeah, we have seen. So I thought, I was going to be a bit constructive, because the thing is that I turned bearish on Bitcoin, during this more euphoric, wild attempt to break out. But then I have tried, to be a bit constructively bullish during this pullback, to find some support levels here. We could have support at the 50-week moving average. We could potentially get, a right shoulder that would be momentarily bullish, but the problem is that the downtrend has been self-reinforcing. So yeah, we just crashed very hard, especially last week here with this red candlestick. But to be a bit constructive, you could make the case that this could work as a horizontal support level. It's a possibility. Is it a guarantee? Obviously it is not. It will only work as a support level if the average participant think it's a support level, meaning that the bears close their shorts and the bulls buy, such that the weight goes from bearish to bullish. If you look at some prior price action here with Bitcoin, we have had times in the past where horizontal support levels have worked, like around here as an example. Then we did get some horizontal support. Yeah, if you look here as well, this was a bit of a volume shelf that did turn out that the bulls were able to turn to their advantage. Yeah. And let's quickly look here at the daily data points as well. So we do of course just get a more nuanced picture of what we saw on the weeklies. We do have a death cross here, 50-day crossing below the 200-day moving average. That is not a good sign. But the caveat is that the previous times we had the death cross. If you take this as an example, so if you used the death cross here as a sign to go short, so you went short here, then you would have a 16% gain, and then all of a sudden you would have a 95% loss if you just held on. So the death cross wasn't like that good of a indicator to like go short. Yeah. Let's look at these like the MACDs and the PPOs and the RSI. So when it comes to the RSI, we are at a level that has triggered some rallies in the past. So let's actually look at this low back here. So how far do we have to go back then? So this was in 2011. So let's find 2011. Okay, like that. So you see that the same RSI level that we have now was back here, and that formed a very key low. And that low was formed when things looked really bad. So that is definitively potentially bullish. If you look at this here as an example, so here we have a similar RSI level to now. Then you did initially get a rally, but then we did fall apart later on and reached a record low RSI here on the weeklies. Yeah, so I think that you could be a bit contrarian here when it comes to the current RSI level. But we have seen that we have gone even further down in the past. So yeah, something to just be aware of. Looking at the daily data points, extremely oversold. So let's look at the previous time we had this RSI level. That was here in May of 2021. So let's find here May of 2021. So that is here. So this, yeah, so here you see that we closed higher, but we went down even way down here. So during this extremely low RSI level, so let's actually measure. So from this low here to this high, that was 34%. But in this instance, we did just see a momentary rally. We did form the ultimate low back here. So yeah. Let's look at the seasonality. Over the last 5 years, January is a bit mediocre, but February is strong. The last 9 years, yeah, January is tends to be a weak month, but February is really, really strong, with an average 12.6% gain, and it closes higher 86% of the time in February. So if I were to view the current situation as a short seller, maybe I'm feeling a bit good now, but maybe not that good either, because we are approaching the late part now of January. So if I'm a big bear, I have a big short position on, I would definitively start to, hurry up, closing some of the short positions, because February is just obviously not a good month for bears. So let's look at the correlations. So we have 90% with the S&P 500, 58% here with the euro/US dollar pair, 92% with Ethereum, minus 62% with the dollar index short term, 21% S&P, basically no correlation with the euro, 82% positive with Ethereum, and -2 with the dollar index. So let's just quickly do an analysis of Ethereum. We want the index. So let's go here first to the weekly data points. If we look at some of the overbought, oversold indicators, yeah, so we do have a bit of a similar message here on Ethereum on the weeklies and also the dailies. I mean, we are extremely oversold here on the daily data points. The previous time we had this RSI level, so that was back here in 2020 March. Let's find 2020 March and to sort of do a bit of a... So here I have found the day we formed this RSI level, and that was a great time to buy Ethereum. Before that, we had this low back here, also the same RSI level, also not a too shabby time to buy Ethereum. So if I were to lean in that specific direction here, I would lean more bullish than bearish. But it's with the caveat that we do have pretty enormous bearish momentum at the moment. In times of this kind of bearish pressure, you could have this panic selling that just destroys, support levels and stuff like that. But I think that there's more reasons to be bullish than bearish, given the items, the facts covered in this video. But you always, of course, want to have some stop in place.